I think we're good. There might be a couple situations as we get through practice where guys are maybe limited, maybe full go, but I feel like we're in a really good spot going into this week.
Looking at this Ravens defense, what's so challenging about facing them?
They're smart. They got a lot of talent, first of all. I think they do a good job with their scheme. They're really smart. And then anytime you play a divisional opponent that knows you well and you know them well, that's always a chess match as well. So, again, they've done a good job investing in their front, with some draft picks on the edge. I think their interior is really good, I think Pierce and Matabuki have just continued to get better and better in their problems, and Broderick Washington in there. And so they got a good interior. Their linebackers are as good as any in the league. They've invested there as well. And then I think Kyle Hamilton's really coming to his own as a safety. I think he's a really good safety. They got really good guys, again, that they've drafted and developed, and all those Brandon Stevens and Darius Washington and all those guys. And obviously Darby's played a lot. I played against him in Buffalo years ago. So, and then, they got things that they'll have a good way to at safety. They got some guys in there, Geno Stone, who's played ball for them. So, I think it's a really good defense that causes you a lot of problems, and they can really disrupt the quarterback's timing, and they do a good job against the run game, and they do a good job mixing up their schemes.
The playoff game may be as good of a game as any defense had against you guys all year. What did you learn just from
say that one more time? Sorry, I missed it.
The playoff game may be as good as any defense played against you guys all year. What did you learn about your offense based on how you responded with it?
Well, we had 3 possessions in the first half. Scored a touchdown, kicked a field goal, and fumbled. So what it tells you is when you play them, the possessions are so precious, and so, again, they've got an explosive offense. They really excel in the kicking game. Their kicker obviously is a huge weapon, and they got great returners as well. So they do a good job playing complementary football. They play to their strengths. They've always had a really sound defense, and they limit the explosives. They can create explosives with their offense with all the talent they got. And then in the kicking game, they always do a really good job. So those are some of the challenges. We've seen it a lot recently. We played them twice, in the last 3 games on our tape, their tape, I guess. So, they've always done a good job.
Zach, are you able to provide any insight into the decision yesterday to release Lyle Collins?
It's tough. There's never a great time. He worked really hard for us, and had a lot of respect for LC and the way he went about his business, and obviously gave us some really good snaps last year until the injury. Enjoyed being around LC, and he's one of those guys that just loves ball, and you enjoy being around him. So never a great time, but that's a tough one.
More of a business decision, Zach?
There's just what I can say is there's never a great time to do it, and it sucks when you ever tell a guy like that bye.
Does Deontay's development play into that decision at all?
I think Deontay had a good camp for us, and so again, as we continue to develop guys like Deontay and Jackson and those guys that can give us good tackle reps if needed, we feel good about our depth there.
Do you see Ford as a tackle too?
He can play tackle. He can play both. He can play guard. He's gotten reps at tackle. Again, another guy that we thought had a really good camp.
What you were talking about before with a divisional opponent, him so well. Is it when you're playing a team that has a new coordinator like you did last week and now again this week? Does it have a little bit more of an unformedictability where it doesn't quite feel like that full division?
I was thinking did they change their D coordinator?
No,
you're talking about on offense. Yeah. There's always that unknown there of things they got in their back pocket. Obviously with the guy coming from he's been in the NFL, but coming from college to the NFL is always, as you sort it out. But I think our guys have done a good job coming through it and have a good plan in place. And then again, you just got to be ready to react as you go over the course of the game, especially early in the season. Well, that was easy.
Brian spoke about the offensive line's ability to make in-game adjustments week 1. How impressive was that to see with week 1, kind of being its own challenge?
Yeah, that's what you get from having a veteran group like we have. And even Cordell feels like a veteran in there in his second year. They see it, they immediately know what a good answer is. We're assessing it on the sidelines with the iPads as well, and usually come to a pretty quick conclusion. And so the communication is very easy with those guys.
How do you guys respond to the blitz, Zach? They blitz the line.
Who are you talking about?
The Browns.
The Browns. Okay.
How do you think you guys handle it? How do you think Joe?
I thought he handled it well. I mean, we were ID'd correctly. They hit us with one Fonzie at the end of the game, and then they got us in a 5-man protection when Jake was in there. So those free runners weren't really the responsibility of guys we had in the protection. So I thought we were ID'd right. They've got a great front, and they got really good scheme behind it. So it prevents challenges, but I thought our guys responded the right way and handled it the right way.